What's up guys, welcome back to Grafting Dragon Fruit. It's Richard, and in this video today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make my favorite dessert. And that favorite dessert is dragon fruit ice cream. So today I'm going to be harvesting Natural Mystic, some fresh dragon fruit, so that way I can make my homemade ice cream. And I'm going to show you guys the whole recipe and the whole process on how to make all of that. And the only two requirements you guys are going to need is a Ninja CREAMi and some dragon fruit, and of course a little bit more of the ingredients, but those are all accessible everywhere. Those are the two main things that's going to make it or break it when you make the dragon fruit ice cream. All right, so today I'll be using Natural Mystic, and the reason I'm using Natural Mystic is because this is a variety that the flavor isn't too strong how I like it, or one that doesn't really grow well in my conditions. I hear a lot of things about Natural Mystic, how a lot of people really like their flavor, but for me, it just doesn't pass the test where I can just eat it by itself. So what better way than to use dragon fruit that you don't like than to turn it into dragon fruit ice cream, right? And then what's better than having fresh dragon fruit when you're making it? So I have one more fruit because this recipe calls for about 1.5 cups of dragon fruit. So I'm gonna go ahead and harvest this second one here. So that leaves me with 2 Natural Mystic dragon fruit, and we're gonna make some Natural Mystic dragon fruit ice cream. All right guys, we're gonna take this inside, process them, and then turn them into ice cream. We are back in the house now with the freshly harvested Natural Mystic dragon fruit, and I'm gonna show you guys now how to make your very own homegrown dragon fruit ice cream. I'm using a variety that I normally don't like because I've been using a lot of other varieties that I like Sugar Dragon, Pink Laverne, Purple Haze, and even Red Laverne dragon fruit ice cream. So I was like, maybe I can make this dragon fruit ice cream still good by using dragon fruits that I normally don't like, and why not process it into a dessert that everyone will enjoy and see if they even notice if it was a bad dragon fruit that I used. So this is gonna be a really cool experiment. I've already used good dragon fruit, so I know it's gonna be really good with the good dragon fruits, but I wanna see how does it taste with a dragon fruit that I don't really like. So Natural Mystic is a variety that I haven't been really liking, didn't meet my expectations. So any dragon fruits that didn't meet your expectation, you can now turn into something really delicious like dragon fruit ice cream. All right, so if you guys are ready, let's get right into making the ice cream and go through all of the supplies and ingredients that you guys are gonna need for this ice cream. The first thing that's very important that's gonna make the ice cream super easy for you is this Ninja CREAMi. This Ninja CREAMi I got at Costco for about $180. It comes with these pints and this machine here that's gonna churn all your ice cream. So we're gonna make the mixture first and then freeze it, and once it's frozen, we're gonna finally churn it into ice cream, okay? So the most important part to make this ice cream, to make it easier for you, anybody can make this, even your kids can make it. It's very simple. You just need one of these machines. And then second, you're gonna need dragon fruit. So if you're growing homegrown dragon fruit, and like I just said, some dragon fruit that did not meet your expectation, you can use them and turn into something delicious like dragon fruit ice cream. But if you don't have dragon fruit and you've always wanted to try your own dragon fruit ice cream, go ahead and go to the farmer's market, or if you guys know anybody selling dragon fruit, make sure you guys get the colored one because the white one is not gonna taste good. The colored ones are gonna give it a little bit more exotic flavor and tropical flavor to the ice cream, okay? And I've already cut some Natural Mystic. We're gonna use about 1.5 cups of dragon fruit, and this is Natural Mystic looking so good. I'm gonna actually have to take a little bite of this to see if I still don't like the taste. It might change this year, okay? So dragon fruit is your number main ingredient. Second is heavy cream. You're gonna need about 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. You can use any type of heavy whipping cream. You just need about 1 cup of this for this recipe. Another ingredient is white granulated cane sugar. So you're gonna need about 1/3 cup of that. And depending on how sweet or how bland the dragon fruit is, I like to taste a little bit of the mixture after I make it to make sure it tastes good before I freeze it and turn it into ice cream. So there will be a little bit of adjustment, but that's not hard to do. And if you have sweet dragon fruit, you might not even have to do any of the adjustments. And lastly, but not least, we have some corn syrup. We're gonna need about 1 teaspoon of corn syrup. You can use agave nectar, but my wife already has this at home and we've been using this to bake and whatever she uses it for. So I'm just gonna use corn syrup, but if you guys want other alternatives, or if you guys want like a light or more healthy version, I do have a recipe for that. If you guys would like to see it, just let me know, and then we can make a second part for a light dragon fruit ice cream. Okay, guys? All right, so first thing is first is you're gonna have to cut all this dragon fruit and mash it into pulp. Because you're gonna be mixing it in your mixture, you're gonna want all of that dragon fruit to mix like really nicely with all the ingredient, so that way you don't have too much chunks in there and then you're just eating dragon fruit and it doesn't turn to ice cream. So I'm gonna go ahead now and cut both of these into little cubes. Just look at that color. It's looking really nice. So the first step, you guys, is I will just now cut this into manageable pieces that I can cut and smash into smaller pieces. And eventually you're just gonna want pulp only. All right, so let me just go ahead, cut all these into manageable pieces, and then we're gonna turn them into dragon fruit pulp. Okay, like I said, guys, I wanted to taste this to see if it was something that I like this year. So let's go ahead and have a little taste of Natural Mystic to see if it improved from when I last tasted it. Oh my gosh. This year, it tastes amazing. I do not know why. It always had like a more earthy taste to me and the sugar didn't really shine, but today it has nice reminiscence of berry. Very creamy, not too creamy, creamy in the beginning, nice texture. There's nice acid and tart to it. Wow. I was over here thinking that I'm using a dragon fruit that I do not like to turn into dragon fruit ice cream, but this Natural Mystic is actually really good this season. So I'm having second thoughts of this, but I'm still gonna use it because I know it's still gonna make a really good dragon fruit ice cream. Let me just finish this slice. That's good, you guys, that's good. If I definitely let this on the vine a little bit longer, it could even taste better. I harvested them a little early to have some dragon fruit for our video today. So next thing I do, guys, is we're just gonna take out all the skin and have a mixture. It could be a bowl, it can be in a container like this, but we just want to make sure you have enough space in there to just harvest them and separate all of the skin. And then we're gonna measure it out. So we're gonna need only about 1.5 cups. So we're gonna see if this is enough yet. Okay, I think this is, once I break it down, I'll know if it's enough or not, but this looks like it's over, but let's go ahead and break it up to see if it's really the amount that we need. And how I like to do that is using a fork, and I just mush it, guys. I'm pushing it against the wall of this cup, measuring cup here, and you guys can see it's turning into pulp very quickly, and you can get all those juices to just start coming out, and that's what you want. So let's go ahead and mash this and make sure that we have enough before we pour it back into our container and mix it with our other ingredients. And of course, if you want to make it into small cubes so that way you don't have to smash it as much as me, you can totally do that. But I'm just trying to save time and not make this video too long so you guys can see the recipe quickly and make it yourself fast. Okay. This is pretty good. Now I'm gonna check. And we have just about the right amount, guys. We are at 1.5 cups. So I have all of these extra Natural Mystic that I can save to eat later. Now that I know that it's actually a really good fruit, I'm gonna show that to my family later. I didn't even chill it yet because I didn't think it was gonna be that delicious, okay? Okay, so we're starting off with 1.5 cup of mashed dragon fruit. Okay guys, make sure it's mashed up because you guys saw me using whole dragon fruits earlier or wedges and it looked like I had more than 1.5. But once you mash it and it turns to juice and pulp, you're gonna get this size of an amount, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and pour what I have here into my container. And I want everything. Usually I wouldn't care to scoop all of these out, but this is really good homegrown dragon fruit, so I want all of it. And once it's in here, guys, I'm gonna see if I need to mash anything else. And I like to use a container like this because it really puts everything out, spreads it out, so that way I can see if there's more big chunks. And the fork here just does its job so well in mashing them and turning them into little nice pulps. And I'm very satisfied with that. So the next step is we're gonna use some heavy whipping cream. And use gloves, guys, because you know if you're using red dragon fruit, purple dragon fruit, it stains your finger very well, and it might be there for a few days. So I kind of just protect myself because I don't want to catch myself off guard by stained fingers. Okay, so sugar can be next. We're gonna do the heavy cream first. We're gonna do 1 cup of heavy cream. All right, 1 cup. That's 8 ounces. You can use a new one or you can use the same measuring cup. Totally up to you. I don't want to do too many dishes, so we're just going to go ahead and use the same one because all of the ingredients are going to go into the same container anyways. I want every single drop in there. Okay, we have that. Go ahead and give it a nice mixture. And just look at that color change, you guys. It was really dark red, and mixing it with the heavy cream is now turning into such a nice pink dragon fruit color, the one that we are so familiar with every time we buy dragon fruit product. So with the eyes, it's already, you know, very aesthetically pleasing, and you want to eat it just because it looks so good already. Okay, just a light mix because we have other ingredients that we're going to mix into it as well. So this is 1/3 cup, guys. 1/3 cup here. We're gonna go ahead now, just scoop, level it out, about 1/3 cup. Go ahead and just put it in there. Okay, and last but not least, we're gonna use 1 teaspoon of corn syrup. This is just gonna help bind everything together, keep it from melting too quick or break, and it's gonna have that nice creamy ice cream consistency. And again, you can replace this with agave nectar if you please. It's just gonna have more of a honey taste to it. So totally up to you. I would play with the recipe and see what you like. And again, I can make a light version if you're worried about that there's too much sugar or stuff that you don't like in here. Okay, this is the last step. We're gonna now mix the sugar, corn syrup, dragon fruit, and heavy cream all together before we pour it into our little pint container and freeze it for 24 hours. All right, this is looking amazing. So after you have your mixture all mixed, give it about 5 to 10 minutes to sit, so that way all of the ingredients can fuse together, combine, and then you can freeze it. So you guys look and check out all of the dragon fruit pulp in here. That's fresh fruit ice cream. All that is pulp. So yes, we're very excited. Okay, so now I'm just gonna have to pour it into my container here. This is 1 pint. And when you guys buy the Ninja CREAMi, they will have a line that tells you the max fill, and you're gonna want to fill it up to that line only, because as it freezes, it's gonna start getting bigger, and it might be too much if you fill to the top and pop open your lid, and then that might not fit into your mixture, okay? So make sure you guys put it right up to the line only. All right, I'm very happy with all of this now. We're gonna go ahead, put it in here. And I like to scoop all of that pulp in, so when it blends together, it really blends all of that dragon fruit flavor in there. And we are at the max line. Okay, so this is a little tip that I'm gonna give you guys that is gonna help you so much with making this ice cream. Let me just get some containers so I can show you what I'm talking about. Usually I would use something like this to put it in and save it for next time. For some reason, when I make this recipe, there's always a little bit extra. And what I do with the extra is I just keep putting it into a container like this, and I save it. And when I have 1 pint ready, I can go ahead and put this into this container and churn it and make it into ice cream. So this one is almost complete. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this up with the rest of my leftovers. And as you guys can see, I've been making a lot of dragon fruit ice cream to have this much left over because you get about a quarter extra every time. So that's actually perfect now for me to make ice cream next time. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put this back in the freezer. That's what you're gonna do with the extra ones that you have, okay guys? All right, we have all of our mixture ready, and let's just assume that you've waited for about 5 to 10 minutes for this to finally fuse with each other. So you're gonna put this in your refrigerator, and it's very important that it freezes all the way and becomes hard. If you guys poke at it and it still feels soft, don't churn it yet. It's just gonna turn into something very soft serve, and you guys don't want that. You want hard ice cream. So we're gonna put this in the fridge for 24 hours, and after 24 hours, I'm gonna bring it out, and then we're gonna churn it and show you guys the final product, okay? But luckily for you guys, I'm one day ahead. I made some dragon fruit ice cream yesterday to freeze for 24 hours, so I can churn it and show you guys the final product. So this is what it looks like after you freeze it for 24 hours. Let me just clean up this mess here so I can show you guys the final step. All right, so this is frozen dragon fruit ice cream that just needs to be churned. So it was that mixture that we just made. I poured it into this container. It's frozen, and the last step now is we're gonna churn it into ice cream and then enjoy some of this, okay? So this machine is great. You're just gonna have to undo this, and then the instructions will tell you how to open it. At the bottom of it, they have ridges, so that way it sticks, so you kind of just drop it in there. You don't need the lid anymore because you're gonna use this now as your lid. There's a blade in here that's gonna churn your ice cream. So let's go ahead, close this up, and let's turn on our machine. Okay, so next step is to just lock it in. Today we are making ice cream, but you have options to make sorbet, smoothies, milkshakes, gelato, or even light ice cream that I just talked to you guys about. So if you guys want recipes for any of these other options, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll figure out how to make that for you guys and make sure that it's good too, okay? But let's go ahead and now just do our ice cream. So all you have to do now is click ice cream, and it turns on. So let's go ahead and let this finish churning. It's gonna take about 1 to 2 minutes. This light here will indicate when it's getting done, so we're halfway there. Once it reaches all the way here, you can finally take it out. But this is how you make it, guys. Super easy. I'm starting to see it get to the bottom. It's spinning, it's spinning. We're almost done. All right, it finally reached the bottom. Once you guys hear it slowing down, that means the blade now is at the very bottom, and it's slowly moving up to get that blade back up, and then we get the final product, dragon fruit ice cream. Almost done, you guys. I think the longest part is just waiting for it to freeze, which was the hardest part for me because I would constantly check on it to see when it will be ready to churn. Best thing to do is to just put it in there and forget about it and come back to it within 18 to maybe 16 hours and they'll be ready. And just like that, guys, our ice cream is finished churning. We're gonna open it up, show you guys the product. You're gonna have to hold this to release. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. Pull that. Wow! Check that out, you guys. That is delicious. Dragon fruit ice cream. And the variety I used for this was Condor, mixed with purple haze and red laverne. So I had leftover dragon fruit from a birthday party that I had for my kids, and nobody finished them. So the perfect way to make use of all of it was turn it into dragon fruit ice cream. So let me go ahead and scoop myself a couple scoops, add some fresh dragon fruit to my bowl, and then have a taste. Okay, guys? Just look at how creamy that is. Wow. My daughter loves this. All my friends and families have been loving this, and they've been asking me for more. So I need to start buying more of these pints so I can make more ice cream. Okay. Just gonna go ahead and add some dragon fruit slices on here. Oops. Okay, I think that's all we need. All right, guys. So 24 hours to make some dragon fruit ice cream. Probably one of the best ice creams you're ever gonna have because it's fresh fruits from your garden and it's homemade ice cream. It doesn't get any better than that. So let's go ahead and have a taste. I'll do it without the dragon fruit first. Cheers, guys. It's perfect. Nice creamy texture. The dragon fruit definitely shines a lot. You're getting a very strong, pungent dragon fruit flavor, but the creamy and the sugars tone it all down and make it fuse together, making it such a great dessert. Now let's have it with the dragon fruit ice cream with fresh slices. That made it even better. You're getting dragon fruit ice cream, the creamy texture of it, and then you get the actual fruit where it has a little bit of tartness. So it really makes it contrast with each other very nicely. And even the seeds are blended into the ice cream, but it doesn't taste any like weird earthy taste to it. It's still really nice, creamy, and delicious. So let's get another one. That is delicious, you guys. And that's how you make dragon fruit ice cream. It's as simple as that, you guys. Literally 4 ingredients, and it just took time to finish the whole process. Of course, the longest part is growing your own dragon fruit, but like I said, if you guys want to cheat, go ahead, buy some fresh ones from a market. Just make sure they're colored so that way they have this nice look and taste amazing. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this ice cream before it all melts. If you guys thought this video was helpful in making dragon fruit ice cream and you guys liked it, please hit the like button. If you guys have any comments about how to make this dragon fruit ice cream, leave it in the comments below. And if you guys have not subscribed to this channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that way you guys won't miss a single thing. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Grafting Dragon Fruit. Peace.